What up, gang? Boo Boo 617, and welcome back to the channel. So this is part 2 to doing my custom exhaust. If you have not watched part 1, stop the video right now, go watch that video so you can see what's going on. I've done a lot so far, and this is the grand finale. After this should be where I want to be with the sound of my custom exhaust. So let's get down to the bottom on what's going on here. So after reinstalling my factory exhaust, now it's an M exhaust, so it's top of the line, it is performance, and doing a resonator delete, I noticed that the sound was almost exactly where I wanted it, which is louder than factory, but still not obnoxious, and it has a nice rumble to it. But there is a rasp. So I'm sitting here brainstorming, like, why is there a rasp? Like, what's the reasoning, right? Because if you get what's it called? One of the expensive exhausts for these cars, like the Valvetronics, or one of those, or the Dynan Dinin, whatever, however you pronounce that. What's the difference, right? So I started looking, doing research, started looking at the pictures. I went to their websites, and I noticed one thing. I noticed that they all have X pipes. I don't got an X pipe. But I did when I did the resonator delete, I did straights. So that's what we're doing today. We are installing, and I just received it, X pipe. So according to all the research that I've done so far, this is what's gonna help with the sound regulation. So apparently when exhaust comes out of the engine, it's very turbulent, and if it's straight piped all the way to the back, you're gonna get that to the back. This helps with that. So I guess as the air goes in, it hits here, there's like some pressure, and it goes down a lot smoother. That's what I've researched. So we're gonna do that. I've watched videos online comparing the differences between straight pipes, X pipes, and H pipes and things like that. From what I've gathered, for German cars, X pipe is the way to go. And from what I've seen from the expensive exhaust systems that are $4,000 to $10,000, they have X pipes. So with that said, this should be it. After this, I think my exhaust is going to be exactly where I want it to be. It's going to be no resignation from the middle. And then when I press the the M2, which is the Sports Plus, pretty much straight. It's going to be from the motor to the X straight out. So that should be exactly where the sound that I want. So let's go do that. All right, guys, so I just got back from installing the non-resonated X pipe, and I think it did its job. So the exhaust absolutely sounds more aggressive than factory, but you know, cold starts are as aggressive as any X5M, just not over the top ugly, and the tone is perfectly where it's supposed to be. It's a little bit louder, and you do get more of the pops and bangs, and you get, when you shift, like when you're in higher RPM and you shift, you get that whoa, whoa. So let me try to mimic that now. See if the camera could pick that up really quick. 1 second here. Turn around. I just want you to hear the pop. It's not a pop. It's the growl every time you shift. It sounds really nice. Let me see if you could catch it really quick. Hold on. I'm gonna try to mount the GoPro that I have to the back so I can get a feel of those shifts. All right, guys, so I've had this set up now for, I want to say, at least a week. I like to try things out, let them settle, and they have settled. So from when I first started filming this part 2, the exhaust actually sounds a little bit different than it was then. The growls were a lot more aggressive. So I believe what happens is that the computer starts adjusting for the things that you do, because right now it sounds perfect. Like these last videos that you just watched, the polls, that was today, and that's, it's been a week or more than a week since I've had it installed, and it does sound different than the first day that I installed the X5. So it adjusted, and this is what it is now. Compared to factory, a little bit louder, tiny bit, a little bit more aggressive, tiny bit. Is it worth it? All right, doing everything that I did, trial and error, it was not worth it. This is why I did it though. I thought I was gonna get a different sound than with all those different setups. Again, if you haven't watched part 1, go watch part 1, see what I mean, see what I did. With that said, would I do it? Knowing what I know now, the difference of tone, how it's a little bit louder, how it's a little bit more aggressive, it might not be worth it, because it's really close. It's really close. Now, with that said, if you get the downpipes, get rid of the cats, things like that, then you do an X pipe, you do the resonator delete, it may work out a little bit. Obviously it will be a lot louder and more aggressive. That's something else. But with that said, it's not worth the time, money, and effort. And this is why I did it, for you guys. So I hope anyone that's in the market to do stuff like this, y'all watch these 2 videos first, because it's gonna save you a lot of time, a lot of money. The money that I put into doing this, I could have put money towards a more expensive exhaust and call it a day, it's plug and play. With that said, I am happy with the results. Like I said, it is more aggressive, it is a little bit more louder. It's just, now that I'm here, I'm happy with it. If I would have known this hindsight, then I wouldn't even have to waste my time, because the difference is not that major. Like, you won't notice a difference unless I'm next to another X5M and we're both revving. Then you'll hear the little tone differences and how mine's a little bit louder and blah, blah, blah. With that said, I do like how aggressive it is, and unfortunately, the cameras didn't pick up the growl as much as I wanted it to. The mics, every time I would accelerate, you could tell that the mics kind of like dimmed because it was very loud. So it wasn't the whoom, whoom. It didn't capture that, unfortunately. Anyways, hope somebody sees this, and I hope you can learn from it. Did it for you guys, did it for myself, because I wanted that tone. With that said, Boo Boo 617, we out. Like and subscribe, don't forget.